Economists surveyed by the Wall Street Journal see a stronger U.S. economy under President Trump than previously expected, with lower recession risk, more job creation, and easing inflation. GDP growth projections for Q4 2024 have been revised upward to 1% as confidence improves following Trump's strategic pause on some tariffs. The labor market remains solid, with unemployment falling to 4.1% and job gains averaging 150,000 per month, reflecting continued economic resilience. Contrary to earlier fears, Trump's tariff policies have not triggered runaway inflation, with core inflation at its lowest in 4 years and projected to remain manageable. Trump's broader economic agenda, including tax cuts and trade measures, is expected to provide modest growth boosts, even as immigration reforms balance out some of the gains. China is intensifying efforts to assimilate Tibetan children by enrolling them in state-run boarding schools and preschools at increasingly younger ages, aiming to erode Tibetan language and culture. These schools teach primarily in Mandarin and promote loyalty to the Chinese Communist Party through patriotic lessons and cultural indoctrination. Most Tibetan students live away from home for extended periods, often under the supervision of Han-Chinese staff unfamiliar with Tibetan language and traditions. Despite resistance influenced by the Dalai Lama, the Chinese government is rapidly expanding boarding facilities and preschool enrollment, seeking to shape Tibetan identity from early childhood. This approach is creating a generation of Tibetans who are culturally and linguistically closer to Chinese norms, which some see as a form of brainwashing, while others warn it may fuel future rebellion. Chinese AI companies like DeepSeek and Alibaba are rapidly gaining global traction by offering high-performing, low-cost alternatives to American AI, challenging U.S. dominance in the sector. Despite U.S. export restrictions and security concerns, even American cloud providers offer Chinese AI tools, which are being adopted by major international institutions and companies. China's focus on open-source practical AI applications, along with heavy state investment and strengths in data and talent, is helping it close the gap with the U.S. The split between American and Chinese AI systems risks creating a fractured global AI landscape, reducing cooperation on safety standards and increasing risks of propaganda and misinformation. Analysts warn that diminished U.S. influence over global AI standards could let China promote its political narratives and pursue strategic goals unchecked. A newly declassified CIA report supports Donald Trump's long-standing claim that Russia did not act to help him win the 2016 election. The internal review ordered by CIA Director John Ratcliffe found that the original assessment's high confidence in Putin's pro-Trump intentions was not justified due to weak sourcing and limited internal debate. The review exposed flaws in the intelligence process, including political pressure, rushed timelines, and undue influence from agency leaders during the Obama administration. It confirmed that while Russia aimed to disrupt the election and damage Hillary Clinton, the claim that Putin favored Trump lacked sufficient evidence. The findings lend credibility to Trump's criticism of U.S. intelligence agencies and his insistence that his 2016 victory was legitimate and not aided by foreign interference. Chinese President Xi Jinping is preparing for a long-term Cold War-style rivalry with the U.S., drawing lessons from Soviet failures to avoid direct confrontation and achieve a strategic stalemate. His strategy emphasizes economic self-sufficiency, global multi-alignment, steady military growth, and strict Communist Party control over society. Xi's shift began during Trump's 2018-2019 trade war, prompting a focus on domestic production and influence building through efforts like the Belt and Road Initiative. He aims to outlast the U.S. by portraying China as stable amid American political turmoil and leveraging soft power tools like social media influencers. But the strategy has downsides, as tight political control and over-reliance on self-reliance are fueling economic stagnation and deflation, risking long-term success. The Trump administration is leading a nationwide effort to ensure that college scholarships comply with anti-discrimination laws by discouraging the use of race-based criteria. In response, many colleges and organizations are updating or eliminating race-exclusive scholarships, instead shifting the focus to helping all low-income students regardless of race. This push follows the 2023 Supreme Court decision that limited the use of race in college admissions, reinforcing the legal stance against race-based preferences in education. The Department of Justice under the Trump administration has prompted institutions like the University of Michigan and others in Illinois to reevaluate or pause programs that could be seen as discriminatory. Supporters argue that these changes promote fairness and equal treatment under the law, ensuring scholarship opportunities are based on need and merit rather than race.